Work for me, man.
Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from top to bottom hair and skincare. That's top to bottom hair and skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.
Run, Uncle J, let's go. Every Friday, 7 we go live on the screen. Running Uncle J, keep the whole chat keen. Talking gun laws, facts, no hype in between. Real education, know exactly what we mean. Train with the best, don't get stay clean. One bad choice can change one scene. Listen and learn, that's part of the routine. Friday nights, yeah, you know where we've been. I'm telling the chat, don't rush, take time. Safety and knowledge always on my mind. Everybody talks, but they don't read the lines. Know your local laws, understand the signs. Respect every tool, never play with pride. Think before you act like good judgment guide. Questions in the comments, bring them inside. We're here to educate, not divide.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Firearm Friday. Welcome. Jay, I think you had up there in Facebook or whatever, but for some reason it looked like it kicked you back out. Or
it sure did.
Yeah, so they said we don't like you.
No, it don't like StreamYard is getting flagged. Well, welcome everybody once again to another fabulous day of Firearm Friday, while we talk about the technical difficulties that all these other damn platforms are trying to put these restrictions on us content creators. Right. And you know what? You, man. Right up inside the road. Right up in there. That's all I gotta say. Right up in there. You want to hate us content creators? Okay. You know what?
I know.
It's all right. Because at the end of the day, we'll keep doing what we're doing. And for you fools that want to do something totally different, listen, look, quality over quantity. That's all I got to say. But welcome everybody to Firearm Friday.
Hey, guess what, man? I probably should have been to this, but I'm getting ready to start me a BMG fund. A 50 BMG fund. I should have been did it, but I had other things. Priorities, man. I had priorities. But now I'm getting ready to start setting aside a little bit money.
You telling me that? Hold on, I'm trying to figure out why I got this glare all of a sudden in my camera. You're telling me that
on your camera, you gotta wipe your camera. I gotta wipe mine too.
You ain't gonna see nothing there. It's gonna be the same fat guy here. You're gonna start a 50 BMG collection?
I want one. Not a collection like taking money from other people, but I'm getting ready to start setting aside money for it. Like I had a couple of things I wanted to square out first before I even started that, and I'm a handful away from squaring it out, so I can go ahead and start.
Okay. So let me ask you this question. Let me ask this crazy ass question while we talking about our lovely guns and gun laws. Have you found some place where you can practice with that joker?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's an
you do need distance.
There's an outdoor one. Because you have to shoot them outdoors. Well, actually, no. Right. There's an indoor one that allows you to shoot them too.
Which I didn't. Crazy not to let a BMG indoors go.
Well, they designed it the way that it can take it. You can do it. Like you can actually rent them there. That's why I never shot one. You can rent them there and shoot them. Right. I didn't know that, but they was like, no, they designed it. They ain't got to worry.
Saludo, Miguel. Saludo. Right, right.
There's but yeah, there's an outdoor range not far from me that I'll be able to take it there, and booyah. I'm only gonna go shoot 2 bullets and I'm leaving.
Yeah, I would say so.
Boom, man, that's loud. Boom. Man, that's loud. Yeah. Okay, party's over. Where's the 5.56?
Yeah,
but it's just one of those things, man. I want one. Make sure y'all smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it. But it's just one of those things. I want one. I just want one.
Listen, I ain't mad at you.
I might hang it on the wall behind me.
I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna be happy enough to see that on the wall.
Actually, you know what? Nah, I'm not even gonna do that. I get a stand for it, and just.
I don't want to see it hanging on the wall. I want to see that thing just like in a 45-degree angle on the stand right behind you or in front of you.
Yep.
You know, something like that.
I might have to rearrange some things around to make it happen, but yeah, we want. Yeah, I'm.
Well, I guess I might as well start getting myself ready to take a 10-hour drive up north, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I'm quite sure there's somewhere down there where you at to shoot them at too. If you got nothing but you like y'all got land down there too.
Exactly. So all we gotta do is walk right outside and let her rip. Literally.
Yeah. Actually, my family in Ohio has land I could have did it at. I could have shot him at.
Okay.
Like, behind his house it looks like it's almost a half a mile. That's how much space is, but it's like trees everywhere. Like it's heavy wooded. Like if you were to try to shoot a bullet, there's no way a bullet would be able to travel because there's so much.
So many trees. Yeah. That's pretty much like mine down here. Yeah, that's similar down here to where I'm at. Yeah, I got nothing but trees behind me.
Yeah, I mean he has it behind his house. He can, and it's great distance between that. But I still wouldn't. I just didn't do it with the stuff that I already had. But I was like, yeah, you saying you could, but I don't know y'all laws down here enough to be out here doing that.
see down
then I went and looked it up later, and I said you can actually could do it, but I was just like I didn't want to take no risk. I said I can't enjoy myself, not deal with the law.
Down here, the law can't come. They're told not to even bother. There ain't nobody screaming.
You hear gunfire, that's not a reason to call the police.
Not down here.
Somebody shooting at each other. If they shooting at each other.
Not even then. I can tell you that right now. It takes a lot for the law to show up when there's a shooting.
Can you blame them?
Oh, absolutely not. So down here, they know. Down here, they gotta. If they come to somebody specific, it's because the person that lives there said you need to come on over. Verónica, saludo y gracias. Suscribe para el canal. No te olvides. I like your attitude. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Today's talk is gun talk, so stand by. We're going to talk about some gun talk. If your state has specific gun laws, I got to talk to my other camera.
I know. I'm watching you.
Your state doesn't allow you to have a gun. You want to listen to what we have to say about that? Oh, damn. All right. Oh, damn. Okay. That'll work.
I just don't have it up, but
you sent me. I didn't get to watch that video, that clip that you sent me.
Oh yeah. It was basically honestly, this is one that I actually did watch the vast majority of it. Don't remember all he was saying, but it's basically just him talking and about. I don't want to get into it. I guess if we're gonna run the channel, I'd rather we run the channel. I mean, run the video and then we go from there. But it wasn't nothing mind blowing. But I just think that what he was saying was is a lot similar to what I talk about. I liked his perspective on some things too.
Okay,
well, I think I'm gonna
pull it up.
Yeah, hold on one second.
Sandra, bienvenido, Sandra. Gracias por venir. Suscribe, comparte el canal, por favor. Share and like the channel. It's gonna get serious on Firearm Fridays, 7 p.m. Usually 7 p.m. we start on time. We had some technical difficulties today, and we talk about as many states as possible, benefiting laws, constricting the laws, those that don't want to have the right gun laws. We track down all the information we can. And what we do is we try our very best. We try our very best to explain the laws in various different states because we know every state has something different. But the one thing that we can agree on, and this is something that a lot of people don't understand, is that we have to learn that no government is supposed to infringe on our right to bear arms, which means no government is supposed to tell us we can't carry a gun. That's not how it works. But unfortunately, there are so many people out there that want to believe that it has to be done that way, and that's not correct.
Did you get it?
I got it. I'm getting ready to put it up now.
No, it's cool. I just want to make sure you got it. But yes, make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it very, very much. But that's what we do over here. We talk about firearms. We talk about the laws. Talk about different guns. Sometimes we evaluate the guns. Sometimes it ain't even about guns. Sometimes we just bring up different weapons. People make weapons, and we just react to it. If it's necessary, do we need? Is it? What was that terminology that we use? Useful or not?
Useful or not? Yes.
Useful or not? And there was some time we watched some stuff, and we were just like my mind still.
Well, Sandra, I hope you have a best day too. No, the body shield. Yes. The body shield is going to be the one that takes the cake. I don't care what anybody says. That was the best show we ever had. Watching somebody pull out a freaking a curtain from their car, talking about, yeah, well, if I'll just shoot him in the knee instead.
Oh God, it was just funny.
And so much money for that thing, it was ridiculous.
And it's funny, Jay. Before we get into the video, I think even me and you doing these shows like we're doing, and a lot of times we started having conversation. My thought pattern, I think, has changed. Not how my stance on guns, but my thought pattern on self-preservation have changed a lot. I think I've even my game even gotten better at it, because there were things that we watched and thought about that made me think beyond what I actually think on a regular basis. Like, so me personally, these shows have helped me a lot. Like when it comes to self-defense, because there were things that we talked about or brought up, and I literally did not think about it in the moment. But after a while, us doing these shows, I was like, man, yeah.
Exactly right. Yeah.
For me personally, yes. But we appreciate you, Sandra.
Sandra, make sure, please hit that like button. Please hit that thumbs up button.
Yes, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button.
Even if you think it's not for you, share it. Somebody else might like it. But at the end of the day, if you want to own your own gun where you live at, we can talk to you about how to protect yourself and the laws that protect you. Because the one thing I say a lot that a lot of people don't like when I say it, laws are created to hinder the law-abiding citizen, not the criminal.
Yes.
The criminal don't care about the laws. So I don't care, I don't care where you're from. A criminal is just going to be a criminal. They're going to do everything against you. But thank you, Sandra. Appreciate that. I'm going to look for your channel. I'm going to subscribe to your channel just because I always like to appreciate someone that shares the love.
Yeah.
And we talk about how criminals don't follow laws, and they always wind up the government. And this is the reason why we talk about government tyranny, and government should not infringe on your right. So we talk about this all the time, because what happens is, as a gun owner, you have the right to protect yourself. You have the right to carry that firearm. That's the Second Amendment. And the 14th Amendment says that you have the right to protect your property. Yet, if someone comes and takes your property and you shoot them, the government wants to turn around and say, oh, well, you wasn't supposed to shoot that person. Excuse me. They came into my house. They came on my property. I didn't invite them. I didn't know who they were. They came with bad intentions.
Yeah.
The next thing you know, what are we supposed to do? And then they turn around and say, oh, well, we got to take you to jail now. Why are you taking me to jail? Oh, matter of fact, you know what? Take me to jail, because there's one less criminal we have to worry about. Because the criminal goes into the prison or goes to jail, and they're out within 72 hours, maybe 3 months. That makes sense? To commit the crime.
Out there robbing and stealing again.
Doing it all over again. Ridiculous.
Criminal starts out as a mentality.
Right.
And sometimes the mentality of a person is very hard to change, especially if they've been doing it so much. And they go, a criminal, listen, don't get me wrong, the justice system, the law enforcement, the courts, the judges, all of them, they need these criminals. They don't need you, they need the criminals. Explain to you why they need the criminals. Because if they don't go to court, and if they don't keep going to court, what the judge going to do? If they don't keep cycling them in and out of the system, what the police going to do?
Right.
What are the lawyers are going to do?
Right.
You get what you understand why they push. So when they turn around and tell you that their gun laws are there to, the gun laws are there, we want these laws to try to protect citizens, that don't even make logical sense. Because again, if the judges are putting them back on the street so they can keep cycling through the system so they keep a job, the police arrest them, the judge get them, the prosecutors don't keep them in, give them light sentences. Why? So they keep rotating them back in and out the system. So that they keep the crime rate up. So what? So that they all keep their jobs.
Facts.
Because if there is less crime and there is less policing need, guess what happens? That's why that is the reason why you're going to always have these problems in Democratic ran cities, unfortunately, because they're the ones that push it the hardest.
Right.
And that's real talk. But that's enough about that right now. This video is a little humorous too.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready, Jay, we can rock it. And
all right, let's rock it.
Peterson had a conversation with someone about why Democrats are afraid of guns. And his answer was one word. It's funny, and I laughed, but it's the wrong answer. The real reason is something a friend told me years ago that I've never been able to unhear. But watch first.
Democrats are afraid of guns?
Most people are. A lot of Republicans are talking about guns as well.
You know why, right?
Because people use them to fight for their freedom. I don't know why, Jesse.
Beta.
Okay,
oh my God! Here's the Guardian. All secondary schools in London.
All right, so Jesse says
beta
twice, and listen, it's funny. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend it's not, because it is.
Beta.
But whether or not the man's a beta, I'm not gonna go down that road, because as funny as the clip is, it reminded me of a conversation I had a long time ago that gave me a way better answer than one word. You see, me and my friend were just talking guns, and he said something that reframed the whole thing for me. He said most people who are scared of firearms aren't actually afraid of firearms. They're afraid because they've never once seen themselves as the defender of their own life. And the more I sat with that, the more it clicked. Because here's the wild part about living in America. We've done a good job as a country. And I know people love to dunk on this country, including people who live here. But we are so comfortable, so privileged, that a whole lot of us have quietly outsourced our own protection, our own safety, our own defense, handed it off. There's police everywhere. So why would I ever need to step in? Somebody else got it. A lot of people here treat their safety like a subscription service, and that's before you even get into the politics of it. Now, layer on top of that being part of a movement that pushes a bigger, more centralized government that's supposed to handle more and more of your life. If your entire worldview is the government will take care of it, then your safety just becomes one more thing on that list. You depend on them for it, so you never build the muscle. You never see yourself in the fight at all. You end up in this permanent victim posture. Always the person things happen to, never the person who does something about it. And once you're there, the tool that would let you fight back doesn't look like freedom to you. It looks gross, it looks icky, it looks scary. Ooh, why would anybody want that? Because you can't picture your own hands on it. You can't picture your own hands using it to defend yourself. And that right there is the exact mindset I built a whole part of this brand to push back again. Now, here's where I'm gonna be fair, because I'm not about to pretend fear of a gun is always crazy. You should have a certain amount of fear, not that paralyzing kind, the respectful kind, a healthy fear and a healthy respect at the same time. Because every accident I've seen, every time something has gone wrong with the firearm more or less, it came from the opposite of fear. It came from complacency. The respect was gone, the fear was gone. There's a finality to a gun that most things don't have. You pull the trigger, the round leaves, you can't take it back. You can't unpull it. That finality earns a little fear. That's correct. But that's not the fear we're talking about with gun control. The fear driving gun control is the overblown kind, the kind where somebody takes their own self-perceived weakness and paints it onto everybody else in the country. I can't see myself defending my life, so I'm gonna assume you can't either. And I'm gonna vote to take the option away from both of us. That's the move. They take a fear they've never dealt with and turn it into a law that disarms people who don't share it. Your anxiety should not be my legislation. And I'll tell on myself here. There was a time I wasn't afraid of guns exactly, but I wasn't real keen on them either. I wasn't where I am now, and my perspective completely changed. So I don't believe anybody's too far gone. If you've got that fear right now, you are not stuck with it. Mine didn't survive contact with actually understanding the thing. So the beta joke is funny, sure, but the honest answer is quieter than that. People don't hate the gun. They just never saw themselves as the one holding the line. And here's the cost of that, because it doesn't stay a personal feeling. Their fear keeps them from picking up the single greatest equalizer that exists for their own safety, and then try to use that same fear to keep it out of your hands too. And also, if you're wondering where you can get this amazing hat that I'm wearing right now, this is the America 2A design that's available right now at Shop.
He said a lot in that, man.
He said a lot in that. He didn't say a lot in that. It's the first, just for the record, this is the first time that I heard and watched that video. So it's fresh. It's fresh in the blood right now for me. Thank you for liking and subscribing for sure. Appreciate that. It just
appreciate you,
it gives us some more things to look into. And I'm gonna let you start off with it, because there's a couple of things in there that don't sit well. But go ahead.
Well, you're going to have to go back and watch the video because it almost came a little confusing.
Well, I ain't confused.
And my thing is this, is that the part that stood out with me is one of the things that he's talked about was how people have, like, as a gun owner, two things really. As a gun owner, person, how we would, you know how me and you talk about training,
yes,
and assume every gun is loaded and stuff like that.
Yes.
And that's what he was talking about. At some point, you, as a gun owner, you become complacent. And that's when the accidents happen. Meaning you stop thinking like a person that have a level of fear of firearm, meaning a respect. We call it respect to firearm. The respect for the firearm is that never get too comfortable when you're handling it like it don't matter. That's when accidents happen. And that was one of the good points that he pulled out, that I'm like, okay, if me having firearms all the time, and let's say the day I go to clean them, and I just say, oh, you know what, I'm just going to clean them. I'm not going to check, do none of the routines that I normally do. I know it's not loaded. Nobody touched it. Nobody did anything to it. I know.
Right.
So I can go check it. But what ends up happening in that is I lost respect for the gun. I lost respect for the firearm. I took it, and I'm starting to take it for granted. And at that point, an accident is more likely to possibly happen. Yeah, we're getting freezing and buffering, and it's probably YouTube again. I mean, I don't think it's StreamYard. I think it's YouTube. I think it's been YouTube.
Right.
But we're going to go to commercial, and we'll be right back. And I'm going to refresh.
Fellas, ladies, you're looking for lotions, you're looking for beard oils, but unfortunately everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.
And we're back.
And we is back.
But yeah, so I think that was one of the good points in it. Like, some of the other stuff is kind of a little more redundant with me, but the biggest part that I think I take out of that is that when you, as a person that owns firearms, don't get complacent, because I think that's easy to do when you've been handling them so long, and that's usually when accidents happen. But that's my take on that part.
Well,
now the other part, when he was talking about you never had to, like, not really having to deal with being in the fight. Like, you don't see yourself in the fight.
Right.
That was a big one, in my opinion, when he was talking about it. Because a lot of times I think people are complacent when it comes to that. They're very complacent and, oh, well, you know, nothing's going to happen. And like he said, we subsidize our safety by, oh, the government's going to take care of it. And I always ask people, I say, okay, let's consider that. When someone comes to rob you, who from the government is going to be there to protect you in the moment?
The police department.
Yeah, sure. They're just 6 minutes away. When
Look,
all I got to say,
we've had people time a 911 call and response. We've had this. Okay. So far, we've had the worst timing is 36 minutes for police to show up to the original 911 caller's place.
Wow.
So if you think for one moment as a gun owner, you have 36 minutes to wait for law enforcement to come and resolve the issue, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, you are 35 and a half minutes overdone.
Yes. All you have is seconds. And you know how much damage you can do in 35 minutes?
We've watched video.
I don't even need a gun. It don't even have nothing to do with the gun. If someone has bad intentions for 35 minutes.
You know how much terror and damage is done in 30. Look, 5 minutes in a moment of terror feels like infinity.
Right.
Because the person is just going through every psychological problem there is in the world. Yep. So when we talk about gun laws, this is the reason why the gun laws are for us gun owners to show the world why you do not infringe on our right.
Right.
Because again,
you ain't going to be there when I need you.
Exactly. You're not going to be there when I need you. You are absolutely correct with that statement. Because listen, being there myself, I know the response time. Because look, a person calls 911.
Right.
You call 911. The person calls 911. The operator now picks up. The operator has a slew of questions to ask before they even dispatch someone to the scene. So that takes anywhere between 2 to 5 minutes. And while they're doing that, they're actually telling the local law enforcement, whether it's the sheriff, whether it's the deputies, whether it's the police department, they're letting them know at their central office what's going on. So there's another 5 minutes there. Okay. So that's 10 minutes.
You dead twice. You done died 15 times.
And some. That's 10 minutes too long.
Wake him up. Kill him again.
I've always said 911 should be as fast as the minute you hit that one, the police should be at your house.
Yeah, good luck with that.
That's what I believe. But unfortunately, there's not a state that can do that.
No, it's impossible.
But yet, if you have your own gun,
that's virtually impossible to be able to do that. But here's the thing, and it goes back to piggyback off what you said. That is the reason why you need to have a weapon for your protection in some form of fashion, rather than a gun, knife, whatever. And the reason why I say that because, again, we've become complacent. Like he said, we just don't think nothing gonna happen. We get up every day, go get our coffee, go drink our soda, whatever we do, go to our job. We never think about it, and then we go but we watch the news and we see, oh, there was a shooting over here, mass shooting over there, and over there, all this stuff happening. But we still, in our head, still don't think that we will be a victim of that. And here's the other thing. But that's the difference between a society that have way more good people with guns. Because here's the thing, Jay. Let's just say, for instance, you're somewhere and you don't have a weapon on you, and I see somebody about to victimize you. I have a weapon. My weapon is not only there to possibly protect myself. If someone's going to do harm to innocent people, bystanders, and stuff like that, that weapon can also give you an opportunity to put a stop to that too. That's a good guy with a gun.
And I have to agree with you.
Right. A good guy with a gun is going to do the right thing to preserve life.
Listen, I cannot take that away from you because there's proof of that. There's actual physical there is no way that someone could turn around and say that what you just said is not true. No. There's proof of that. Matter of fact, last year, it happened last year. Last year, a girl, an employee at McDonald's, was stabbing her manager, and because there was a patron there, a customer, pulled out his gun, shot up in the air. The girl stopped stabbing her, but her intention was to continue stabbing her. She only got to stab her 3 times. Unfortunately, she lost her life, but the anger she had was to continue puncturing her like if she was a pincushion. So if the guy wasn't there with a gun where he tried to preserve life, because of course, all stabbings does not actually create a loss of life.
Right.
Yet, unfortunately, the girl had intentions to do more than just 3 puncture holes.
I'm going to say, what if there was other people there she was going to go to work on before after she was done with that?
Exactly. There's no way of knowing. Right.
You don't know.
And that's why
my thing is this.
Yeah, that's
the minute you start killing one person, it don't matter how far you was going to go. It's time to put you down.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'll give you another scenario. There was a few years ago, maybe 3 years ago, there was a woman in a house. Okay.
Right.
Matter of fact, it was a whole family. The whole family was in the house. Husband, wife, 2 minor children, 2 teenagers. Okay. 2 guys dressed up in UPS uniforms came to the house.
Oh, I remember that.
And they killed the kids and the wife and beat the husband up and the oldest son up right in front of each other, and then shot them both because they couldn't open up the safe. And the woman was pleading and pleading and pleading behind the door, and the dude just shot her behind the door in front of the kid, and then turned around and shot the kid because he said can't have any witnesses. And then turned around and told the cops that it wasn't him. And the cops said, listen, I got the videotape of you walking in the house, walking to the house, walking from the house, got you on video someplace else in the same clothing. And you don't work for UPS.
Real talk. And you know what, Jay? Now that we're on this conversation, you know what we need to do? I think we need to add this to the show. At one point of the show, every time we do the show, we're going to start to bring up a video incident where a good guy preserved life. A good person, meaning that we're gonna have to find videos, and we're gonna try to present at least one every show of somebody saving lives with a firearm weapon, preserving life, not taking life. Meaning that the storyline is because believe me when I tell you, I come across them all the time because I go search for them. I just never save them, but now I'm gonna just go look for them, and we'll add that. We can add that segment into it. It's like, okay, here's an incident where a good person with a gun stop a bad person with a person with bad intentions, so that people can get a better perspective of why we talk the way we talk. What do you think, bro?
And I think that's a great idea. And you know me, you come up with a great idea, I'm gonna run with it. I'm gonna go search myself. And I totally agree. It is a great thing that we talk about guns and what is the control of it. Right. Because what's amazing about us is people don't understand why we are so adamant about what we're talking about. Because I, for one, and I'm going to say this again, I probably have to say this almost on every show for people to understand why I am the way I am. I was always on the verge of saying there's no such thing as government tyranny. I was always that person. No such thing as government tyranny. The government knows what they're doing, but they ain't going to stop me from having my gun. But yet, you know, as progress that I got into more guns, talking with you, looking at the laws, understanding the laws, I said, well, shit, why is it only that the Democrats don't want us to have guns? Why is it always the Democrats don't want us to protect ourselves in our homes, our cars, our places of business? I don't understand it. And then, of course, after further research, it turns out to be it's government tyranny.
Yeah, tyranny.
That's what it comes down to.
That's why see them even now. That's why their loyalty is to their party, not the citizens.
No,
this is what people don't equate the two. Their loyalty is not to the country. Their loyalty is to their party because their party is trying to unify to bring upon government tyranny. That's their whole plan.
Right. Because they look at it as far as government tyranny, it hinders everyone else in doing their own protection and to rely on the protection of someone else that is doing more damage.
Right.
Because in essence,
and here's the crazy part. Now you see how I arrived where I arrived.
I saw him. and I found out.
But I get it.
It's just a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. I mean, even like, on my reaction show, I did the reaction show about the cops who beat up those two guys. The police department is run by a government. A government is telling them what to do. That's tyranny. Cause fear and panic amongst the people so that they can believe that we're protecting them. How are you protecting me if you're the one causing the issues?
Right.
I don't get it. How am I supposed to believe that you are here to protect me when you're the one that's causing the infraction that's making my safety a concern?
Exactly.
So this is why I come back. So this is where I come back to that video we just watched a moment ago. And I was trying to put it together, but now I figured out what he kept saying about beta. Beta, pronounced that way, is the one who wants to be in charge but is afraid to be in charge because they don't know how. Right. Then, of course, we look at the next concept of the fear tactic. To me, I don't believe in the word fear because fear is false evidence appearing real. So when you say a person has fear of a gun, no, you don't have fear of a gun. You have fear of your own self because you don't trust yourself to do something right.
Right.
Which comes back to the Democrats. Democrats want to believe that they're doing something right when they're actually causing more harm than good.
I don't think they believe it. I think they know exactly what they're doing. I think that's what they're doing. I think they know exactly what. The only reason why I say I think they know exactly what they're doing is because here's the thing, and this is really me going back to slavery time and beyond slavery time, right? We did not have this felony stuff until after the fact that they've freed slaves and they got out of the slavery situation, right? Now, if I want to be able to control the population, and I know that everybody has the right to keep and bear arms, now I got to go infiltrate into the political system, take off the KKK stuff. Now we got to become the judges and the lawyers and all this other stuff, so that and constitutional and Congress and stuff. Why? So that we can write these laws to hinder. The intent behind it was because back then, melanated people started owning more firearms. So now they got a way to defend themselves. So if I can find a way to get them to strip them from their rights, okay, let's rewrite this Constitution, put the felon clause in there, and then send the police out there to make them felons.
Right.
And that was the whole intent behind it, is to make them felons. But here's the thing. We're going to let a few of y'all melanated people do okay. But the vast majority of y'all going to suffer. Just like it would be now. If you go back to slavery time, right? You got what they would call a house Negro, or the one that seemed to be doing a little bit better. That's the Obamas, the Clintons, that's them. They try to say that people that on this side, but these are the real ones. We'll let you live a little bit better than the rest of them. But the vast majority of y'all are going to be financially devastated. And if you look at the picture, it has not changed. It's just changed the formality of how we don't have to hang you. We're training you in a way for you to self-lynch. Because when somebody's desperate, what do desperate people do? They victimize each other.
Yeah.
So if I don't have to train you, all I have to do is put you in a predicament where you don't have a way to protect yourself against government, but I'll leave you in a predicament where you have to fight against each other. But now we're going to make sure we strip the citizens from the right to keep and bear arms so that the criminals can still have their guns so y'all can keep victimizing each other. You see the game here?
Well, that game has been happening for many, many moons.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It did not change. It's the same game, but they just changed the approach on how
they put a different costume on. They went from white capes and white hoods to dark faces, and white shirts.
Right. They changed. So yeah, we allow a few of y'all in because we gonna be okay with it. But this is now the end result is that's why when you see most people that live in Democratic ran blue cities, that's why you see the destruction. They'll rather argue with me but not see what's plain bluntly done in your face.
Because listen, the truth of the matter is this: when the truth comes out, people are angry that the truth is there and they didn't realize it themselves. And when they do hear the truth, they want to smack themselves in the mouth, but they have too much pride, and the ego doesn't allow them to slap themselves in the mouth. And they're just, oh, well, that's not true. You're still confused about what you're doing.
Right. They rather accept the lie because it's easier. I don't have to own it if I just accept the way it is. But once you accept the opposite side, you say, no, I'm not going to let y'all decide my life and my fate. I'm not going to put my trust in government. Why should I trust y'all?
You know how many times I ask that question to people who don't have guns?
I ask the same question too.
If I come to your house with my gun, you going to let me do what I want? They're like, hell yeah, you got a gun. I say, okay. So why you fight the police when the police come in? Why is that? And they get no answer. Well, Jay, you're talking something crazy. I said, I'm asking a very simplified question. You just said if I come in with my gun to your house, you ain't gonna do nothing. But you let the cops come in there and do whatever they want.
Right. So why would you let them?
Exactly. Why would you let them? You don't know them. At least you know me.
You think they're honest because they wear a uniform.
Hell no.
You think they're honest because they put their hand on the Bible and swear the oath.
Hell no.
Every politician, every politician that ever went to jail, some didn't, some never got caught, some never got punished. They all do it and still turn around and commit crime.
Here's the funny question.
You have people getting in there. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? As soon as they put their hands up, you got it. They sit down on that boat and on that pole and do what? Start lying.
Lie their asses off. Because here's the thing. Look. What people don't understand is, and this is not to discredit anyone who believes in the book. The book was written by man, first and foremost. So if the book is written by man, why are you swearing an oath to a book that was written by man that's standing next to you? I don't understand that. And then on top of that, if you swear to an oath, if we went to way back in the day, when there was this thing it's called the Knights of the Templar. Right. The Knights of Templar, when they made that oath, you violated that oath, you were killed right then and there.
And see,
by your own people.
That's the difference right there. See, I can get up there and put my swear on that Bible and then say all of that stuff and turn around and lie and nothing happens to me. Oh, they're gonna hold you contempt. Maybe you do a few times in jail and you out. But if someone gets up there and they caught doing it and then, okay, off with your head, guess what?
That's right.
They're not going to want to get up there and lie.
Hell no. Then the next person after that, they're going to say, nope,
they're not applying the consequence. Exactly. This is why I say why people they feel sorry for the criminal. Nope, there is no sympathy for you and I who are not out here trying to commit crime, who's out here trying to live our life the best we know how. But they got sympathy for the criminal. Oh, because the criminal, they were raised wrong. They had a bad upbringing. They wasn't given all the opportunity that you were giving and all this other stuff. And when they say that stuff, I'll be looking at them like, what? So exactly what opportunity are you assuming I had?
I go a different route. The route I go is, so you prefer to have the criminal because the criminal creates money for you. Because right. Let's not forget. That's what it is. Let's understand something. For those that don't understand why we're talking the way we're talking, because you got to bring everything together. There's this funny thing that's called law, right? Law was created by man. Man was created by the creator. The creator said to man, you will not hinder or violate these 10 commandments. And unfortunately, man in human flesh violated the 10 commandments tenfold. Because when you take a person that has committed a crime and you stick them in a building and you make money off of them and you put them to work for only $1 and you have them do 20 hours a day of labor, it's still slavery. Okay?
Yes, it is.
So just because you're wearing a different color, you're wearing an orange suit versus a black and white suit and chains attached to your ankles, It's the same concept. You're a slave because you're making pennies.
And the psychological game that's played is make believe boogeyman that's out there that never gonna show up.
Well, we know who the boogeyman is. The boogeyman is the Democrat.
Yeah,
that's who the boogeyman is.
Thing. Here's the one thing I know about Democrats: they ain't built like that. See, they use all this stuff, but they're not built like that. Listen, if Democrats was built like that, they wouldn't need security.
Look, I asked this question to somebody several years ago.
Why do they have so many armed security around them if you really built like that? You already know. Listen, if I got that much armed security around me, that means that I am so corrupt. That tells me that speaks to my own personal character. When you have that much armed security around you as a mayor, and so, wait a minute. You just became the mayor and you need 25 police officers to protect you. What are you stealing?
Well, here's the question I posed to somebody many years ago. Very similar to that. I said, you need that much armed security because of all the dirt you did to all the people, and now you know for sure that you're a public figure, that they're going to come get you, so that's why you need that all that protection?
Right, that's what it is.
Because let's understand something. Let me put it to a way that people would probably understand this. The leaders of gangs, I don't care whether you grew up in the 40s, 30s, 20s, 60s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. When there's a gang, there's a leader. That leader has people around him or her constantly because someone wants to take them out in layman's terms.
Right. Wow.
So why don't you look at the mayor of your city the same way?
Right. Why? The only reason why you had that much security because you're doing so much dirt. And that's why the gang member leaders, like you said, have all them around it because they out there doing so much dirt. And wait a minute, to the point where the people that's participating, now here's the thing. Guess what that leader is doing? He's paying them with the stuff that they're stealing from everybody else.
That's right.
To protect him. Because he so-called got all the master plans. Like these idiots can't think for themselves, but whatever. But here's the thing about that is, it's always one or two amongst your crowd that's waiting to get you too.
That's right. That's right.
But again, go ahead.
Well, here's something I want to talk to you about. So, because I know we're not moving the goalposts. We're not. Right. We're just
actually this fits the goalpost.
We're touching a lot of stuff. Right. We're touching a lot of stuff. And one of the things that we talked about a moment ago, and I believe that the video we just watched about the guy talking about the fear and how people who don't touch firearms are afraid of the firearm, of what it can do because they don't have that self-protection mode and built inside them. So recently I came across a video or news article rather, and we talk about this all the time. Our number one golden rule is always, always, always say and assume the weapon is loaded. All the time. We say it time and time again. We also say just because you're a trainer doesn't mean you know how to teach people things. I recently came across a news article where a guy just became legal, we're going to put it in quotes, age of 21, was able to purchase a handgun.
Okay.
Him and his girlfriend went and purchased a handgun at the local gun store. Comes out the store, tells his girlfriend to record him as he's showing people how to use a gun. Ron, when I came across the story, I said, if I could choke Ron right now, I would choke him because he's always talking about this stupid shit. And I sat there and I listened to the article and I said, when and where did this person go to learn about guns? It was so bad that he was his girlfriend is recording him. This is where it gets bad. Girlfriend's recording him, and he shoots himself by accident in the leg, hitting his femoral artery, which is the one that once you break it, yes, exactly. The girlfriend is videotaping him bleeding instead of putting a tourniquet on his leg to try to save his life. It took somebody that was in the gun store to walk outside, see the pool of blood, put the actual tourniquet on the guy's leg.
Wow.
The worst part of that whole story, and it happened just a few days ago. The worst part about that story is that the young man shot himself, nearly unalived himself, because he didn't get the proper training with a handgun. Now, when we look at it, you and I, we look at it as far as this clear stupidity. Democrats, on the other hand, they're going to look at it and say, well, that's the reason why we should not have any guns. We should not allow 21-year-olds to have guns.
No, he's just dumb.
Exactly. He's just dumb. He's stupid.
And here's the thing. He's stupid. That ain't got nothing to do. Listen.
It got nothing to do with the gun.
That is a rare case. Don't try to blow it up as if that happens every day, all day, to every gun person that go by. No, that is extremely, 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 extremely rare. Now,
correct.
Is he stupid? Yeah.
100%.
But this is why you need to watch shows like we have here. This is why people need to watch shows. Because now, if someone comes to, here's the thing. I told you, when I first bought my first gun, I have very little understanding about guns. Very little. But I'm going to tell you what I didn't do. Videotape, record myself handling the gun. That's what I didn't do. You know what I did? I made sure it was never loaded. I went to the range. I watched, learned, watch, learn, watch, learn. I taught myself, but I made sure that I was 100% confident in what I was doing before I really engaged. Now, I didn't go single-handedly. My son used to go to range all the time, so I went. My first time actually going was with him, but that was long before I even purchased a gun. I wasn't oblivious, but I wasn't a gun person like that. Well, but again, I took responsibility. When I bought mine, I made sure that I never had it loaded, even when it was in my house, until I was confident in my ability to handle it. Then the dynamics changed. It didn't start out that way, because here's the thing. This is where you maintain a respect for the gun. That's why when Coleon, the video we was playing earlier, this is why he said you don't get complacent in your ownership with a gun. That's why you should have. Now, the word fear is just another word that he uses. Me and you, Jay, we usually say respect the gun. And I think the reason why we say that, fear, respect, whatever terminology you want to use, is that you don't get complacent in your handling of your firearm. To where you think you're so good at it that you get away from the basic fundamentals of assuming every gun is loaded.
We saw that though.
Right. And we seen it in video. We seen trainers do the same dumb stuff. So this is my point, is that, but when you watch a show like what we're doing here, if you watch this show on a weekly basis, guess what? That's going to help you. I'm going to tell you why it's going to help you. Because it's going to reinforce within yourself, within ourselves, our responsibility as firearm owners that never get complacent in our handling of our firearms.
That's right.
It's a reminder for us, even though it's a show. Sometimes there's a lot of people, sometimes nobody here, but it's a reminder for us that never get complacent.
That's right. Never get complacent. Because at the end of the day, what's going to happen is we'll wind up being a victim to ourselves.
Right.
With our own weapons.
Because we got complacent.
Because we are complacent.
Owning a firearm is an amazing thing. It's fun. It's amazing. I love the range. Wish it was cheaper, but I love it.
It is a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's one of the funnest things you'll do in life, going to the range. If you never have shot a firearm, you never had a chance of handling one, and I'm not going to say 100% of the people, but the vast majority, I love it when I take somebody to the range that never been there, and they finally start just shooting. I love that expression on their face when they say, "Ooh, this is what I've been missing out on."
Ooh,
I remember
yes.
my sister, because I took my sister to the range, and I remember her expression on her face, man. And not long after that, of course, the police stole her gun, but we talked about that a while ago, so I'm not gonna bring that up. But my thing is, she enjoyed it. Like, she really, really enjoyed being at the range. Everyone that I've ever taken to the range loved the experience.
Right.
And if it was the first time they was there, they loved it. I mean, they had a different respect for it too. They was like, man, I don't know what I had in my head, but it's not what I thought. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I get what you're saying, and I gotta pick, and I like to piggyback off of what you're saying. The first time that I ever fired a weapon, this is gonna put how old I am, was in the alleyway between two buildings.
Did the alleyway smell like urine?
And everything under the listen, urine, poop, garbage, anything you could think of, it smelled to me.
Why did we think? Why did back then we think city life was so great when everything stunk around?
It was. It was.
It was fun.
You talk about needing a tetanus shot.
It was fun.
If you can hang out if you can, you didn't never needed a tetanus shot in your life. If you were hanging out in between two buildings that smelled like urine,
you're immune to everything,
shit, and everything under the sun.
You're immune to everything.
Exactly.
You're immune to everything. Like, no, you're immune to everything. You can walk through a toxic chemical feed and don't catch nothing. Why?
Don't catch nothing.
Because you grew up in New York. I grew up in the Bronx. I grew up in North Philadelphia. Nothing bothers us.
Two of the roughest places.
We walked around in the city in barefoot shoes. What are you talking about?
That's right. And I say that,
and they're tall.
Yeah, I bring that up because we always talk about the respect of the weapon. We always talk about respect of the gun, respect of the gun, respect the gun. Understand your gun, know your gun, and treat it like it was the first time that you just got it. Every time you put your hand on it,
right?
As a kid, it took me a long time to understand that. I didn't start learning that until at least into my 20s.
Wow.
And now as I got older, it became much more concrete, I want to use, to understand why you had to respect it. You know, I mean, this is going to be a bad story, yet I want to share. When you see somebody dying for the first time from a gunshot wound, that really puts a lot of things in your head as well. Okay, the very first person that I saw dying was riddled with bullets in their head. So I saw brain matter coming out of every hole possible. Okay, and I'm not talking about the nose and ears and eyes. I'm talking about the bullet holes that pierced the person's skull. So since then, I realized I had to learn how to respect that weapon, regardless of what it was, just because of the damage I saw. So for me, when I hear about the word fear, I'm like, okay, well, I was what, 15, 16 when I seen brain matter coming through somebody's skull from a bullet hole, or bullet holes rather. So the fear concept for me was taken away at that moment, because it was no longer fear of the weapon. It was respect for the weapon.
You saw the damage it can do.
Right. I saw the damage it can do. And I'm not talking about, oh, I saw it on TV. No, I was physically there. I heard it, saw it, had it in my hand, and I said, wow. Unfortunately for myself as a kid back then, that's when I started looking at things the wrong way and got into trouble. Carried a firearm illegally as a kid, but yet still respected it because I saw the damage it can do.
Right.
And then, of course, as I got older, then I understood more and more and more. So the reason why I bring up that story is because as we talk about guns and gun laws and respecting guns, to me, when someone says, oh, I have a fear of the gun. No, don't fear the gun. Fear the person behind the gun. because the person behind the gun is the one you need to fear, if you want to use that word. Because the gun, it's like looking at a wall. The wall's not going to do nothing to you until somebody knocks it down on top of you.
Yeah. The gun is just the gun is nothing. It can't do nothing. Don't have no personality to do anything.
Exactly.
It don't have no legs, arms. It don't have no automatic.
It doesn't have the capacity. Right. It doesn't have the mental capacity to do harm. Now the person, on the other hand, oh yeah,
different.
There's many people out there that want to do harm.
But
many people.
If that person don't have a gun, that don't mean they're gonna stop. They can use anything. They can use a car,
anything,
knife,
car,
hammer,
knife,
all
baseball
types of
bat.
things. Right, baseball bat, exactly. So it doesn't, none of that stuff. The point of the gun, the reason, this is why I say the government they don't go after those other weapons. They go after the most effective one. Why?
Right.
Because if I can go after the most effective one, I'll have you at the mercy of the government.
Right.
That's it. The difference between a lot of those weapons and the gun is that the gun is the one thing you can stop somebody from a distance.
That's right.
A car, you got to get up on them and you got to run them over. A hammer, you can throw it, but you got to be a pretty good aimer. And you got to be able to be, you know what I mean? A knife, you can try to throw it. I don't know. The movies make it look good, but I don't know about all that. But but you understand my point is, you know, from a distance, that's the reason why they want to get rid of that's why they don't want citizens to have the firearm. They don't go after none of the weapons. They only go after the firearm because if we can get the firearms out of their hands, then the government can take over fully. That's the threat. Now, that's the only thing that keeps the government honest is that there are well over 100 million firearm guns in America. There is 100 firearms to every one citizen. That's what they're concerned about. That they'll never be able to overrun the people because the people are well armed.
Right.
Those that are. Now, those that are not, hey, look, should have listened.
That's right. Should have listened.
But that's the game. That is the Democratic end game, ultimately, is to put us under tyranny. And this
is true.
But
now, I want to reach out. We're almost done. Oh, yeah, that's right. I just want to make one statement if I can. You're frozen. Damn it.
No, I'm not frozen.
Oh, can I make this one statement?
I was acting like I was.
Can I make this one statement?
Go ahead.
I just want to read this to you so you can try to figure something out here. Federal tracing data shows law enforcement recovered and traced 1,073 firearms in one specific territory of Puerto Rico during 2024 and 2,100 firearms in 2023.
Why are they tracking
them? Because they're illegally being brought in from other countries.
Okay.
But again,
what's the problem?
Why are you tracking the ones that are coming from other countries? What's the purpose? And we've seen, you and I have seen it. We did it. We did a segment on it.
Right.
They're tracking them so that they can put them back on the streets under watch in the wrong hands. And say, doesn't anybody understand how? Nobody asks this question. If a criminal can be charged with the same crime multiple times of his career or her career, okay, how is it possible that the same concept happens with a gun? Oh, the gun has multiple bodies on it. How? How did? Because you caught it one time, maybe you caught it 10 times. How does it have 100 bodies on it?
God, they keep giving it back out there again.
Exactly. So you did the same thing with the criminals. You arrest the criminal, put the criminal in jail, make a little bit of money off of the criminal, send the criminal right back out to do the crime all over again. Criminal get caught with a gun, no problem. And y'all want to sit back and say
the whole purpose behind that. The whole purpose behind that is to limit your magazine capacity so you be at the mercy of the criminal. Ban certain weapons so you be at the mercy of the criminal.
Ooh.
Listen, the guns are getting out there. It's not stopping the guns. The only people going to fall for that is who? The law-abiding citizen.
The law-abiding citizen. That's right.
And it's going to put the law-abiding citizen at the mercy of all of that illegal trade and criminal going. That don't affect them because they're not going into the store purchasing firearms. And the ones that the government is so-called tracking is because they're making money off of them. They're not trying to get them. They're just trying to make money off of them.
This is true. I got a funny one for you. I think it's funny. Have you? I know you personally have not experienced this, or maybe you have, but I'm going to say you haven't. In certain states, if you get pulled over by the police, when they ask, "Do you have anything illegal in the car?" and the person says no, they turn around and say, "Do you have any guns, any knives, any dynamite, any bazookas, any RPGs?" You're asking me about a fucking rocket launcher? And you never know. So if the police department is asking about rocket launchers and dynamite,
then I ask me. I'm like,
there's a reason
why you selling something?
I'm like, yeah, I got a whole lot of it in the car. And I do not consent,
you know there's a place to get a rocket launcher?
Consent to any search of this vehicle because your articulable suspicion of a crime is null and void. Real simple.
I think it's a crime you asking me all these questions.
Oh, it's definitely a crime because you're infringing on my right. I have the right to bear arms. I have the right. The 14th Amendment says I am able to protect my property. So whatever I utilize to protect my property, my car, my vehicle is my property.
Right.
It's to protect my property. Body, you violate my 14th Amendment.
My body is my property. My hands is my property. Right. My body is my property. This is
matter of fact, and to really press the issue here, and this is where people don't understand why we have gun talk and gun talk laws. In several states, there's this funny thing that's called the 20-foot rule. The police officer that steps up to your car is violating that 20-foot rule. So technically,
that's why when people say, like when I hear people say, "Oh, it's the law," I say, "Listen, let me explain something to you. I don't agree with all laws.
Right.
There are some laws that I think make sense. I'm not saying that I'm against all laws, but there are some laws that I don't agree with. Gun laws are racist, unconstitutional, and racist. Right. I don't believe in no gun laws. So all gun laws are racist and unconstitutional. So that's why I say what I say. So when people say, "Oh, I don't care about the law," it's wrong. The law is wrong. The law that y'all wrote is wrong. None of y'all gonna be there when something happens to me. I'm gonna be there, not y'all.
That's right.
So unless you're going to put your life on the line to protect me, like y'all paying these people with our tax money to protect y'all, don't talk to me.
Right.
Do I get armed security like y'all got? Right. So don't talk to me. You're not even making sense. Shut up. Good. If you feel that way, start with yourself. Get rid of all your security and walk around. Mayors, whoever you are, get rid of all your security, and you walk around and be the first partaker of that.
They won't.
Not saying that I'm gonna follow suit, but at least you'll be leading by example.
I could tell you like this: I met one in my entire life so far, being on this blue planet. I've met one mayor that went from a 25-man detail, which means that's his protection, that's his security, 25 police officers around him, down to 6. And the only reason why he had the 6 was because he had a woman walking with him all the time. But he never really wanted to have any kind of extra policing around him. And I thought he was a good guy. The man was.
You know what? All right, I'm gonna say 6 is probably still excessive, but it's. Why do you need 25?
Because
I don't know enough about being a mayor to say what number it should be. So I can't speak to that, but I know you don't need 25.
All you gotta do is look at how many cars are driving in a motorcade when a mayor moves around. That tells you exactly how many police officers. If it's not one Suburban, or matter of fact, one 4-door sedan, and it's an SUV with bulletproof glass, that just tells you that mayor, that politician, run a commercial.
Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.
And we're back.
And we're back.
But yeah, we're gonna be closing out soon. But another great show, my brother.
Great show, I agree. Great show.
Very informative, very detailed. I watched that video, but I didn't really I don't think I comprehended everything he was saying when I watched it because I was speed watching.
Okay.
But I thought it was an interesting take on the take that he had. You know what I mean?
Well, he brings up a lot of good points.
Yeah. But he's one of those people like us that are in this fight, man, to make sure that we don't allow the government to train the people to surrender their rights to the government as if the government's there to people. So he's on the good guy fight, man. And like the other guy that I talked about, Black Guns Matter.
Right.
He's on that fight. Coleon, he's on that fight. These are constitutional people that are talk about firearms way on the larger scale than I do and we do. But these guys are respectfully on that fight, man, and we need more people like that to get involved because the stronger we are, the better to fight back with it because we can't let them get a right to take our rights away. And I'm just being serious right now. I see the end game in it, and that's why I stick to what I say. I see what they're trying to do, and the more we surrender it, the more power they're gonna have. And the next thing you know, people are gonna wonder why they under this tyranny. They're gonna say, "Well, you surrendered all your rights. You thought they were trying to help you when they said that. No, they were trying to control you.
Right.
You thought it was to your benefit. Nope, that was to your destruction. It was to your demise. Now they can tell you and make you do whatever they want because you have no fight back. You don't have an army. You're not unified. You didn't get together with some people, made sure that y'all knew it had a plan. Nothing like that. The government came. You agreed to give up all your weapons. You agreed to get minimize your fire, your magazines, and all the other stuff that they said. You agreed to it. You voted for the politician that said that.
Yep.
And you agreed to it. And now you're under tyranny. Yep. And then you're trying to figure out
taking it back.
And there ain't no taking it back at this point. You got to deal with it.
That's right.
You got to fight back. Now you can't take it back. Now you got to fight. But you ain't got nothing to fight with. You got knives when they got rockets. Right. Because you gave it up.
That's right.
You believed them. You thought they were there for you when you didn't realize that they were there for themselves. They virtue signaled you and told you that stuff, and you fell for it. But we can ready to close out. Those are my final words. Anything else, my brother?
Brother, I could not disagree with anything you're saying, and I'm going to say everything you said, I agree with 100% because I couldn't repeat it, but yet I agree with it because at this present state of my time in life with you, God dang it, you done turned me around. You done made me into a brand new puppy. That's all I'm going to say like that.
Well, I just want to say, brother, welcome to the military. They say we ride and we die, but we don't have to die.
Sounds like a plan.
If we fight back, we might survive.
That's right. Because we're gonna fight back.
There you go.
We're gonna fight back.
With that said, we're gonna close out the show. Every single one of y'all have a blessed, wonderful day, man. Enjoy life.
Before we walk out.
Yeah, you got it, brother. You gonna kick you there? Let me see what we got. Can I play it?
Oh, you got it. It's me and my beautiful face.
Yeah, I know. But why didn't you let me play it? Oh, yeah, now it's blue. All right, I can't hear.
Run Uncle J, let's go.
Friday,
Friday, 7 p.m. EST. Live on YouTube. Run Uncle J, let's go. Friday, 7 p.m. Every Friday. 7 p.m. EST. Live on YouTube. Run Uncle J, let's go. Every Friday, 7 we go live on the screen. Running Uncle J, keep the whole chat keen. Talking gun laws, facts, no hype in between. Real education, know exactly what we mean. Train with the best, don't get stay clean. One bad choice can change one scene. Listen and learn, that's part of the routine. Friday nights, yeah, you know where we've been. I'm telling the chat, don't rush, take time. Safety and knowledge always on my mind. Everybody talks, but they don't read the lines. Know your local laws, understand the signs. Respect every tool, never play with pride. Think before you act, like good judgment guide. Questions in the comments, bring them inside. We're here to educate, not divide. I've seen mistakes people wish they could erase. That's why proper training always has a place. Find a good instructor, build a solid base. Confidence grows when you learn at the right pace. Facts over rumors, truth over noise. Learning responsibility is the smartest choice. Whether you're new or you've trained for years, stay humble, stay sharp, that's what everybody is. No ego, no showing off. One careless move can come with a cost. Knowledge first, that's how we play. Running Uncle J every Friday. 7 we go live.
Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.